Hey, my YouTube family. I hope you guys are all doing well. I don't really have like a specific topic that I am wanting to conquer as I push play on this, uh, video upload. Um, I guess I just want to see how you guys are doing. Um, I have mixed feelings and mixed emotions right now. You know, um, I'm a very private person to anybody who knows me, well. This YouTube platform in front of so many doesn't come easily to me. Um, I have like a couple friends, you know, and I have my family, and I'm not a public speaker, and I'm okay with that. Um, but it's weird because, and I'm already going off. Well, I have no subject on this video, so it's easy to go off. But I remember I finally went to therapy for PTSD, okay? Um, and I remember during our very last appointment between me and my therapist, I said, I feel like God is pushing me towards something in ministry. And then I'm like, I don't know why I said ministry. Him and I both locked eyes, and I'm like, I don't know why I said ministry, because we both knew that that was absurd, for my personality. And it was not too long after that I started my YouTube channel. And my old channel, I had a lot more subscribers than I do on this channel. I had almost 5,000 subscribers before I gave up, and it was too much for me to handle with the trolls and all. But that's what I did, I gave the dreams and the visions that the Lord gave me, and, we did Bible study and everything together, and that's just absurd for my personality type. I am so introverted. So, I did that for about a year, and I felt really comfortable doing what I was doing in front of the camera, even though I had no support at home. And since then, I've left my relationship that I felt was toxic, and I've moved out of state. I moved back home to Florida, which is where I grew up, and I feel like I'm back home. Financially, it is incredibly ridiculous and hard to stay here, but I'm doing, everything that I possibly can to stay here because I feel like I'm at home and I'm happy. I removed all negativity and stress from my life as much as possible. On my last channel, I told you guys I have a tumor in my brain, and I have been diagnosed maybe 6-7 years ago with a disease called Sjogren's syndrome, which is kind of like MS and lupus. And it takes a big toll on my body, but the Lord has given me strength, and now I work 6 to 7 days a week, and I'm tired, which is why I don't have time to do my channel anymore, but I'm making it, and I give God all the glory for that. In addition to working 6 to 7 days a week, I'm also giving plasma 2 times a week, because I got to do what I can to get money to stay here. But I'm happy, and I'm loving life, and so that's why I am not on my channel all the time now. If I could give 100% of my time to my channel, like I could before, I would love it, because I feel like there's no purpose that I have. Like, I feel like my purpose is not to be cleaning people's houses. I'm a housekeeper. And I feel like that's not my purpose in life, although I am able to, meet new people and witness to them and make a difference in their lives, because I take what I do very seriously. And even though I just clean people's houses, I like to transform their houses and make them, feel really good about what they come home to. And I witness to them at the same time. Anyway, I feel like that's not my purpose. That's not why I was put here. I was put here, you know, to spread the good news about Jesus, and I'm not able to do that because I have to work all the time now. You know, with that said, I'm not ready to give up my platform that I feel like the Lord put me on 100%. I know that He did it for a reason, and I want to hang on to it for as long as I can. And, you know, right now, I have an adversary in the Wrap the News channel, and I just want to say that I think it's sad, you know, how many people from his channel are coming against me just because of like hatred and racism and stuff like that. I feel like it's so hypocritic. I'm not sure if that's the right word, but I feel like so much hypocrisy coming out of that channel. You know, he put out a video today that he had no words for a racist, you know, video montage that was coming out, and I understand. Like, and I even said to one of his subscribers, you know, who was coming at me in a racially charged way, I said, look, I have a degree in criminal justice, and when I found out the statistics against colored people, black people, whatever you want to call them, I cried because that's just not right. Like, I cried. I had sorrow. You know, I have a mixed child, and I'm not okay with that. Like, even before my mixed child, I didn't understand racism my entire life. I grew up in South Florida, and it wasn't until I moved to Pennsylvania, where there was 2 black people in my high school, and, you know, somebody called me a racist term because I had a really deep tan from growing up in Florida, that my eyes were finally open to racism. And I'm like, they called me a spick, and I'm like, what the hell is that, you know? And somebody had to explain it to me. And then I remember looking back in my yearbook and seeing that most of my high school was black and I was the minority. I had no idea. You know, it never occurred to me at the time because I just didn't see that way. I saw that, hey, I had friends, we had family, you know, we were all one, that was it. You know, we were the neighborhood, and that was it. So when I was growing up, like, I never understood racism. I never, like, acknowledged the difference between races. I just, you know, it was the way that I grew up. Like, we were all one. Like, we were all one neighborhood. It was all good and everything until I moved to Pennsylvania, and it was, like, crazy different. And now that I'm back in Florida, like, it's the same sort of feeling, you know? Like, I'm the minority in my neighborhood, and I'm okay with that. And I feel like after they get to know me, they're okay with that too. But I look at channels like Wrap the News' channel, and it pains me because when I first started YouTube, Wrap the News was one of the first channels that I saw. And when he would post, like, sky phenomenon pictures, I would resonate with that immediately because I would have a dream about it, and the next morning he would post something that he actually saw, and I would be like, oh shoot. And on my old channel, I'm like, I feel like we are non-official, like, prophecy, you know, brother and sister. I don't remember how I said it, but it was something like that. And, like, I felt connected to him, and so I promoted his channel the whole way through my YouTube career, okay? And now, like, and then one day, I feel like out of nowhere, he started hating on me, and it hurt me at first. And I'm like, what the heck? You know, like, you were one of the people that I looked up to on YouTube because I felt like I connected with y'all. Like, I felt like I connected with you. And, of course, obviously he didn't see it that way. And now I have a lot of people from his channel coming onto my page and hating on me. And a lot of it is racially charged. And so, you know, because of, I guess, who I am, you know, not so much because of my upbringing, on one of my parents' sides didn't support like biracial relationships. So it's not because of my upbringing, but it's because of who I am. Like, I never understood racially charged, like, I don't know a good word for it, like interference or, you know what I mean? Like, I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Like, we are all one people. We can't help the color of the skin that we are born with. So, what the heck, you know? But I have a lot of raps people coming on my page giving me crap, you know, talking about, you white girl, you know, you don't understand, and your ancestors, like, owned slaves and blah, 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 whatever, like, and this is put on you. And I have a really hard time dealing with that because, okay, I'm sorry for what my ancestors or whatever did, but that was not me. I have nothing to do with that. And I think that the whole reason that I have a problem with this is not because I need to validate myself. It's because the overview of it is, and I'm sorry that I don't have better words to, you know, I don't have a good way to, you know, I don't have fancy words to express myself. But it's just that on Rap's page, I feel like there's no hope. You know? He says that everybody's going to burn and die or whatever and be judged in their sins. But the Jesus that I know, whether he's white or black or what have you, I don't care what color he is, he says, I loved you so much that I died for you because I knew you weren't going to be perfect. I saw into the future that you were going to be a mess up, that you weren't going to be able to overcome everything perfectly. But I saw in your heart that you loved me and you believed me and you trusted in me and you trusted in my word and you trusted in my Father. And so I laid down my life and I died for you. And because I did that, and because you believed in me and you believed that I raised again, and you know, believe the word of the gospel, you will have all of these promises that I give to you. You will be saved in the day of tribulation, because my personal awakening was in line, you know, I strayed away from Naughty Beaver for a while. I was a fan of his, and then I'm like, you know what, stop listening to him because he's way off track. And then just recently, I was put back onto him, and I started to go back and listening to his things again, and I listened to his videos with discretion. And, you know, I don't take everything that he says for fact. You know, I ask for discretion, and I ask for the leading of the Holy Spirit to tell me what's right and what's not, and what is to resonate with me and what doesn't. And I think that he has a lot of good word to bring. Alright, to be honest, I don't really remember why I brought up Naughty in the first place, but, I mean, it is what it is. Like, I was taken away from him for a time, and now I'm being brought back to him to re-go over his things and listen to what he has to say. But I think that it had to do with Revelation 12. Okay, so I remember, you know, anyway, the last couple of videos that I listened to from him, and they weren't the last couple that he's put out, you know, it was before that. But he said that his awakening came when he knew his purpose was to explain Revelation 12. And I'm like, get out of town. Excuse me. I'm sorry, I had enchiladas before I made this video. But anyway, one day, and I have it written in one of my notebooks, one of my many notebooks that the Lord prompted me to start. It's called Crazy Cloud Day. And I remember I was driving, and every time I looked up into the sky, I saw something different in the clouds. And it was very distinct. Like, there was no, like, making it up in my mind. I knew what I saw, and there were so many things that I started writing it down on my hand as I was driving. And this was before I was really into the Bible, and I found out later that it played out the Revelation 12, like, story. And I was like, what? So, the past couple videos that I've listened to from Naughty Beaver says that his purpose was to explain Revelation 12. And I'm like, get out of town. So I really feel like him and I are connected right now. But at the same time, I feel like we're connected on sort of a different level. And oh my gosh, I wish I could talk to him. But, you know, that's impossible for people to actually connect with each other. You know, and I said in one of my previous videos that I respect everything that he does, and I feel like he is enlightened to like an awesome level, but I feel like his calling and my calling are two different things. You know, he feels like he's a Pleiadian, and I respect that, and I acknowledge that, and I agree with that for him. But I feel like my calling, whether I make it or not, because many are called, few are chosen, is to be on the angelic level. Because I voluntarily want to give myself as a service to others. I feel like there is going to be another world after this where people are going to need our help. And I want to be a service to them, you know, as an angel. And that's really hard to explain, but I've known that to be true through my spiritual journey. And I remember one of the first things, you know, one of my first memories was asking God as a kid to see an angel. And, okay, so I stopped the video because my neighbors were coming, and then I used the bathroom, and then I completely forgot what I was talking about. But I just want to wrap it up and say, you know, I think we are all entering a place right now where we are becoming aware of what is happening. You know, the debate over chemtrails isn't a thing anymore, and if it is, Lord, I pray that you open their eyes, you know. But we should all be at a point right now where we are realizing that a change is coming. And we have to make a decision. Do we want to live for the world, or do we want to live for God? Because it's one or the other. You know, we don't have to be perfect. But if anybody wants to talk to me, my email is mrschristyrivera@gmail.com. And I just want to let you know that there is hope in Jesus Christ. And if you believe that He, you know, is the image of God, and that God sent Him as a man to this world to walk this world with no sin, and that He gave His life for us because He knew we wouldn't be perfect. He died for us. And that 3 days later He rose from the grave because He is the Son of God. Give your life to God right now, and there is hope. You know, He promises an escape for everyone that believes in Him from the tribulation that is coming upon this world. You know, in Revelation 12 it says that there are some people that are going to be here for the tribulation, and it's going to be horrible. But He says that there are some people that are already going to be in heaven at that time, you know, and it's going to be amazing. So, you know, you still, you know, as long as you can see this video, you have an opportunity to make your choice. There's hope on this channel. There's hope in Jesus Christ, and you have a choice to make. And anyway, I love you guys, and I'm sorry that this went on for so long, and I'm sorry if I rambled, but I love you guys, and please get in touch with me if you need me. I will pray for you. I will talk to you to the best that I can. Like I said, I'm working 6 to 7 days a week, but I'll get at you the best that I can. And I love you guys, and I'll talk to you again soon.